As mentioned previously, it seems like Ted is hitting pivotal points of what adolescent life was like in the early 1990s. In episode 4, the show utilizes a one crazy night scenario that takes place on Halloween night. Ted episode 4 kicks off with Johnny and Ted in awe of all the eggs they bought at the grocery store and how they will be continuing their tradition of standing on the roof of the house and hitting innocent trick-or-treaters with them. However, fate intervened, and Blair, who was going to a Halloween party, had her designated driver bail on her. So of all people, the train wreck of a teddy bear, Ted, offers to be her sober driver for the night. This causes conflict, as now Johnny will be home alone all night. Ted vows to be back at a decent hour to assist in the tradition of egging kids. Ted dresses up as an Ewok to this party, and nobody knows who he is. When people ask him, he replies, "It's from Return of the Jedi, it's an indie film, don't worry about it." Blair is dressed up as Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. They both end up getting drunk at the party and decide that neither of them can drive home. But prior to Blair risking it all, her college professor pulls up on his electric scooter. They stay at the creepy professor's home to sober up, but then bail as Ted gets a very predatory vibe from the guy. Johnny stays home, and Susan ends up calling her friend Carol to see if her son wants to come over and hang out and keep Johnny company. This plot line is woven into Manny coming home with a wound on his butt cheek because an ostrich bit it while he was making a fence at a local farm. Johnny's new nameless friend comes over, and he is a creepy 38-year-old who bathes in the bath without asking and draws nude photos of celebrities having sex. Creepy and yet utterly hilarious in its delivery. Blair and Ted get into a car accident while Ted drives. So they walk back to her professor's house for help. It's here we learn that it wasn't Blair he was lusting after, it was Ted, as the man comes out in a giant bear costume, looking to make love to Ted. He gets talked down to by both Blair and Ted, and in return, they get to use his motor scooter to get home. Johnny's creepy house guest leaves, leaving him with a message of carpe diem and finding the good in a bad situation. As he comes back down the stairs, Manny is getting an apology from the owner of the ostrich farm, who offers him some ostrich eggs. Who would want that, right? Manny rejects them because Johnny wants them, so he can go to the rooftop and throw a basket of giant eggs at people. The last people he ends up hitting are Ted and Blair. Then, to cap off Ted episode 4, there is a knock at the door. Johnny answers, and Carol's son, who is there to hang out with Johnny. So, who was that creepy guy Johnny hung out with then? The episode review. One Crazy Night scenarios and television episodes or even movies are incredible. Again, the writing in Ted episode 4 is pure MacFarlane at his best. But it also shows you how well he and his team can string together a great sitcom-esque plot line in an episode. Since this is the first episode where Ted and Johnny are not really a pair, it's noted at the end of it that Ted and Johnny both showed some growth when they told each other about their night. You gotta wonder if it's setting up for a finale in a few episodes of them parting ways.